Have you ever had a stirring deep inside your soul, a whisper or a glimmer of intuition that hints to a reality that lies beyond the bounds of this ordinary world? Can you recall the experience? This is the voice of knowledge that reverberates from the very center of your being. It is the essence of your being. This voice also possesses the ability to deliver answers and solutions to the issues that you are facing. The idea is seen to be pointless by some individuals who reject it as nothing more than a passing whim or a creation of their mind. On the other hand, this voice inside itself is genuine and communicates in the language of truth. It is a wellspring of tremendous spiritual insight. It is not a nebulous idea or a concept that is difficult to grasp. Rather, it is the very core of who we are, the throbbing rhythm of life that pulses within each and every one of us. As it resonates with the underlying essence of life, it originates from the depths of our consciousness and reverberates across time. When we live in this fast-paced environment, we frequently find that we are caught up in the whirlwind of distractions that come from the outside world. The mild whispers of our inner voice are drowned out by the cacophony of society, which is the constant clamor of ideas and expectations. We fail to see the profound counsel that is contained inside us, and as a result, we become detached from our genuine essence. It is necessary to have an understanding of the significance of the inner voice in order to really know its essence. It acts as a compass that guides you through the labyrinth of life, pointing you in the direction of your genuine significance. It is endowed with a wisdom that goes beyond the confines of rationality, therefore establishing a connection between you and the profound storehouse of universal knowledge. The voice that comes from within you communicates with your soul, illuminating the road that leads to self-realization and disclosing the hidden truths that you have been hiding. To be able to listen to the voice that comes from inside is not a passive activity. Rather, it demands awakening to the nuances of reality. A conscious detachment from the cacophony of outward distractions is required, as is a desire to go into the depths of silence that exists inside oneself because of this. A conscious turning within to accept the whispers of the soul is the first step in the process, which begins with introspection. You should put your thoughts to rest, since it is in the stillness that the voice of your inner self echoes the most strongly. It is necessary to practice the skill of present by completely submerging oneself in the here and now in order to genuinely listen to this voice that comes from inside. Your senses become more sensitive to the tiny subtleties that exist inside your inner realm. When you enter the domain of inner understanding, time begins to recede from your grasp, and you are able to enter the eternal now. It is in this place that the voice of the inner self communicates in a language that goes beyond the possibilities of words. The symbols, synchronicities, and intuitive flashes that it exhibits are its means of communication. Instead of demanding our attention or imposing its will on us, the voice that comes from inside us softly guides us into a state of harmony with the truths that are most profound to us. A delicate intuition, signals, or even a sensation of resonance inside our souls might be the means by which it communicates with us. We should welcome these whispers because they contain the seeds of profound transformation and alignment with the mission that our soul is meant to fulfill. The exercises that assist deep relaxation of the entire body are an excellent way to introduce yourself to this state of stillness. By actively releasing tension and letting go of distractions from the outside world, you may create a sacred space inside yourself. When you are in this area, you are able to detach yourself from the din of the outer world and enter a domain where the voice of your inner self may be heard with greater clarity. By engaging in these activities, you are able to firmly establish yourself in the now and now, so clearing the way for your consciousness to extend beyond the boundaries of the ego. The cacophony of external distractions begins to fade away as you become more attuned to the rhythm of your breath and the feelings that occur inside your body. This allows the voice that is within you to become more prominent. However, listening on its own is not sufficient. You must have the ability to differentiate between the voice of knowledge and the cacophony of illusion. The voice that comes from within communicates in a manner that is characterized by clarity, honesty, and truth. It does not strive to deceive or manipulate, but rather to shed light and provide direction. One must acquire the ability to differentiate between its whispers and the echoes of fear, uncertainty, and the indoctrination of society. Your intuition, that primal instinct that resonates with the voice of wisdom, should be trusted, and you should allow it to serve as your unwavering guide. The voice that comes from inside, although being genuine and ever-present, is usually understated, which is why it is frequently disregarded. The mind, which is propelled by its reasoning nature, has a tendency to prevail, leading to the subtle whispers of knowledge being overshadowed. With that being said, when we do listen to this voice, the second stage is to resist from evaluating or interpreting it exclusively based on reasoning and rational thought. Rather than that, we ought to make it our goal to comprehend it from the very core of our being. In other words, it is not only a mirror of our actual selves or a result of ephemeral emotions. Rather, it is a representation of our genuine selves and a direct link to the core of our existence. The voice that comes from within us is the one that may unlock the door to our deepest wishes and provide light on the route that is in harmony with our genuine purpose. When we approach the inner voice with only the mind, it is possible that we may detect it. Nevertheless, the full importance of the voice is diminished, and it is thus easy to misread. We open ourselves up to a more profound understanding, a knowing that goes beyond the limitations of intellect when we engage with it from the heart. While we are in this realm of intuitive knowledge, the voice exposes its profound significance to us, directing us with clarity and direction. Individuals have a tendency to view the voice through the prism of their own particular wishes, anxieties, and biases. This is because the ego is motivated by its self-centered viewpoint and limited comprehension. For the purpose of analyzing, classifying, and controlling the communications that come forth, frequently distorting the knowledge that is inherent in them. If we want to have a complete understanding of the great significance of the inner voice, we need to break free from the shackles of the ego and approach it with a sense of humility and submission. By putting an end to the never-ending chatter of the ego and allowing ourselves to enter a condition of receptive present, we are able to converse with the voice in a genuine manner. The voice that comes from inside acts as a compass, guiding us through complex situations and assisting us in comprehending our individual preferences. It is a representation of our higher selves, directing us at every step of our life path and providing us with insightful guidance. When we get messages from our higher selves, it is with the intention of assisting us in overcoming challenges and making progress on a spiritual level. It is unfortunate that a large number of people are unable to recognize this voice owing to a variety of causes. One of the most prevalent reasons is that our minds are filled with a significant number of concerns and ideas, which causes the voice of our inner selves to be inaudible. Whenever it makes an effort to communicate, it finds itself caught up in this whirlpool of ideas, which frequently causes it to misrepresent or obstruct the information that it is trying to transmit. One of the first signs that our higher self is trying to communicate with us is when we are looking for answers to demanding problems or making difficult decisions. For example, when we are contemplating a significant shift in our lives or when we are beginning a new path. The inner voice is able to make its presence known during these important times, when it is not impeded by analysis or the filters of our reasoning mind. It appears out of nowhere, like if a pure concept has been lovingly implanted into our awareness, and it comes to us without any prior warning. This intrinsic wisdom is not anything that comes from other ideas or previous analysis. Rather, it is an expression of our higher self that has not been tampered with in any way. Throughout the course of human history, the most accomplished artists have acquired the ability to harness and convey the messages that emanate from their superior selves. When it comes to the sphere of creativity, spontaneity is the almighty ruler. Take, for example, the artists who are standing in front of a blank canvas, which is free of any preconceived concepts or pictures that have been planned. As they allow their brushes to be directed by the subtle whispers of their higher self, they abandon themselves to the present moment and allow themselves to be influenced by it. These creative individuals are able to produce masterpieces that are influenced by the divine essence that resides within them because they completely submerge themselves in the present moment. The messages that are communicated to us by our inner voice have an additional significant quality, which is that they are only bestowed upon us in the current moment. Both the echoes of the past and visions of the future do not give rise to them. They are not the source of their existence. Only in the eternal now can the voice of the inner self communicate with us, providing us with profound insights and direction that are relevant to the situations we are currently facing. In order to properly develop the ability to listen to this voice, one must establish a profound sense of awareness and remain sensitive to the present moment, which is where the field of possibilities opens. This inner voice acts as a map, directing you down the route of this physical existence that you are currently experienced. You will be able to effectively complete your objective while reducing the amount of agony you experience. This not only gives you a great insight of who you are and where you are going, but it also gives you a tremendous awareness of yourself. Furthermore, it is closely tied to your higher self, which is the part of you that contains vast knowledge about yourself and the universe, therefore forming a profound connection with the divine. Because of this, any time you get a message from your inner voice, you shouldn't be afraid to give it the thoughtful consideration it deserves. Develop the skill of silence if we want to be able to listen to the voice that comes from inside. We are able to find solutions to the most fundamental issues that are occupying our brains while we are in the tranquility of silence. In the depths of silence, the voice of the inner self reverberates with a heightened clarity, providing us with revelations and insights that go beyond the bounds of conventional cognition. It is a sacred space where all of the knowledge that we are looking for is stored. Find a moment of relaxation and surrender to the embrace of silence in order to participate in this exercise that has the potential to improve your life. You should give yourself permission to lie down in a comfortable position on your bed so that you may relieve your thoughts of any pending duties or tasks that are still outstanding. You should allow yourself to be entirely enveloped by the silence and sink into the stillness. In this quiet sanctuary, you will discover the answers you are looking for, as well as the solace you find. First things first, give yourself a moment to center yourself. Take 3 deep breaths, beginning with filling your stomach and then extending your chest. Repeat this movement 3 times. As soon as you have finished taking these breaths, close your eyes slowly and bring your attention to the here and now, the current moment. The sense of being alive, of having the ability to observe and experience, is something that you should feel. Acknowledge that you are the very essence of consciousness. Maintain this level of present for around 2 minutes, allowing yourself to completely submerge yourself in the experience. The next step is to direct your attention on the goal that you have set for yourself. There is a possibility that it is a query, and it is sometimes helpful to start with the word why, asking oneself questions such as, why do I have this feeling? Or, "Why am I facing this problem?" is a good example. Make sure that your query is specific. Following this, you should keep your quiet and then return your attention back to the breath you are taking. When trying to push any thoughts or replies, you should avoid doing so. Instead, you should refrain from making any unnecessary efforts or lingering in thought, and instead let the reaction come about organically. In a short amount of time, an answer will eventually become apparent, and it may take the shape of visuals, words, or even just a single word. There will be a brief glimpse of this insight, and then it will disappear. Pay close attention. In the event that you are content with the response that was provided to you, you should take some time to examine and investigate it further. However, if you discover that the reaction does not connect with you, or if you feel that it causes you distress, do not be afraid to try again. It is of the utmost importance to have the process develop in a natural way. As soon as you are able to establish a connection with this inner voice, you will feel a wave of relief and liberation sweep over you. You will find that ideas are flowing freely, and you will start to put together the components of the answer like a jigsaw. It is important to remember to express thanks once you have finished this exercise. In the future, you will have more opportunities to interact with your inner voice if you make this motion. When you are looking for solutions, be sure to use this strategy. You are going to be astounded by the vast number of realizations that you are able to unearth in the space of silence. It is inevitable that you will find yourself pondering the countless opportunities that it presents.